You probably get some calls that you would rather your receptionist just transfer to you or another member of your team. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in Upfirst. The first thing you're going to want to do is click Agent, then beneath that, Transfer Calls, and add a new rule. Type in your name or the name of the person or department that you want the receptionist to be able to transfer to, and then give the receptionist some instructions on when it should transfer to this person. For example, transfer the call if the caller asks to speak with a human or they say it is an emergency. Then write out the message that you want the caller to hear right before the receptionist transfers the call. So it can be something like, "One moment while I transfer you to a person." Then add in the number to call. And you can add in more than one here. And the receptionist is going to ring them in order. So if the first person doesn't pick up, then it will ring the second person and the third person, and so on. This next setting is very important. You can pick between a warm transfer or a cold transfer. With a cold transfer, as soon as you pick up the call when the receptionist is transferring to you, you will be connected right away to the caller on the other end. If you select a warm transfer, then when you pick up, you'll actually hear the receptionist, and the receptionist will give you some information, some context about who's calling and what they need, so that you can decide whether or not you want to accept the transfer. If you press 1 or you just stay on the line, then you'll get connected to the caller. Or maybe after the receptionist tells you who's calling and what they need, you decide it's not that important, you don't want to accept the transfer, just hang up the call, decline it, and the receptionist will instead take a message for you. The next setting is to pick what phone number shows up on your phone when that transfer comes in. You can pick between the Upfirst phone number or the caller's phone number. Generally, we recommend selecting the Upfirst number option. That way you know it's your receptionist trying to reach you with a transfer. Then pick what happens if you don't pick up the transfer. We can either send the call to your voicemail, or our receptionist can take a message for you. If you picked our warm transfer option, make sure to select take a message. Those two options always have to go together. You can also pick whether to record the entire call even after the transfer, or if you just want the recording between the AI agent and the caller. And finally, pick what days and times you are open to receiving call transfers. Say, for example, you don't want the receptionist to be able to transfer calls to you on the weekend or after hours. This is where you set that. For example, you may decide to switch off Saturday and Sunday. And that's it. Now your receptionist can transfer calls to you. If there are any instructions or special directions that you want it to follow before transferring to you, you can input that up here in the instructions field, or you can click on Agent, Training, and add it in this section. So for example, I have seen businesses that are very generous with transfers. As soon as somebody asks to be transferred, they have the receptionist hand off the call. Other people prefer to ask some qualifying questions before having the receptionist transfer a call. Again, just write up your instructions in plain English and add them here to Training. I'll point out one more important setting. Under Agent, Settings, you can pick hold music. So by default, your callers will hear ringing when the receptionist is trying to reach somebody on your team, but you can also pick some hold music instead. If you are forwarding calls to us, it's important that the number you set in the transfer rule is different than the number that you're forwarding to us. Otherwise, you create a loop where your number goes to the AI receptionist, the AI receptionist tries to transfer to your number, but your number forwards back to the AI receptionist and you create a loop. So make sure if you are forwarding calls to us that you don't set up a transfer rule to go back to that same number. We can't transfer to a number that is forwarding to us. You need to have a separate number there. If you are not forwarding calls to us, just disregard all of that information. If you are using the Upfirst number directly, you don't need to worry about that. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions at all, click this question mark icon at the bottom right of your screen and we'll jump in and give you a hand. Thank you so much for watching.